Hey guys, ClearRecruiter.com, and of course the House of Biceps. Alright guys, I've had several questions come in during week 1 of the Nemesis program. I sent out program 1, week 1 of the Nemesis program. This is a generalized program that I use with clients, usually that I've worked with for a little while. Clients that I know have a good base knowledge of the squat, bench press, deadlift, and at least some of the accessories I'm going to ask them to complete. This is a completely free program to you guys. It's a great template to start from. Now, I did say if you had any questions, just email me and let me know. Well, Taz sent me an email the other day that was really interesting. Let me answer your question. So Taz, you asked, wait a minute. All right, Taz wants to know how the program would be changed for someone who is 60 years young, someone who has arthritis through their shoulder and clavicle, has had a stem cell procedure done to the left shoulder, tendon tear, also a hernia operation 6 years ago. What would I do? All right, Taz, the absolute truth is this is a base program. It is meant to be altered every single week based upon you. The feedback that you give me every single week in your video and email review. I need information from you. And if you were my client, I would need a lot of information from you right off the bat. Things like what hurts, what doesn't hurt, what works for you, what absolutely does not work for you. And really, those two are the most important parts of any training program. What works for you and what does not work for you. If you can tell me right off the bat what does work for you, reps, sets, boards, bands, chains, box, no box, high reps, low reps, high frequency, low frequency, a 10-day split, a 5-day split. If you can tell me all of that, along with all the stuff that you know does not work for you, all the stuff that you've tried that does not work for you. You told me Dimmel deadlifts don't work for you. I'm probably going to say, it's because you're doing them wrong, Taz. And then I'm going to send you a video and show you how to do them correctly and how to make them efficient and effective, make them work for you. So keeping in mind that this program is meant to change every single week, and I've already sent out 3 weeks of programming, there will be at least 12 going out in total, I'm going to be getting a lot of feedback. Taz, the truth is, if you are 60 years old and you've been lifting for a long time, you really honestly know what does and doesn't work for you, or you should anyway. If you don't, you need someone to help you figure that out. Not naming any names. So you've got a messed up shoulder. The big thing that I want you to look at is to base everything off of a training max. And as we get older, that training max changes. The training max isn't just what you can hit in training every single week. It's what you can hit safely. And safety becomes more and more important the older that we get. So let's just say you told me you could bench press 300 pounds. Well, I'm going to say, what can you bench press every single week safely without getting hurt? And you may tell me that maybe 265. You may have some good days where you can hit 300 or 290 consistently. You can peak at 300, but consistently, let's say you can bench press 265. Then what we do is we alter that, base everything off your training maxes. So if I ask you to do 7 reps at 82%, well, that's now 82% of 265, not 300. And to be quite honest, I would rather see you pull back and do another set, or a few extra reps, or an extra accessory exercise, than to keep pushing the percents, to keep pushing the weight, and pushing yourself closer to injury. Because it sounds like you've already had a couple of those. And there are a lot of things you can do for that shoulder. You can base everything off of a 2-board press, off of a reverse micro mini or reverse mini band bench press. You can get you a slingshot and base everything off roughly your best slingshot bench press. Anything you can do to give that shoulder a few more rotations in its lifetime. Now, I have worked with several clients who are your age and much older that compete. And the one thing that we do is we always train at a much lower training max. We pick and choose the exercises that we push weight-wise. We pick and choose our days and weeks and months throughout the year in which we're going to take a heavy weight. We continue to do the sets and reps. And to be quite honest, most people 55 and older, they didn't get that way by being stupid. They got that way by picking and choosing their battles. And they're generally pretty good at picking those big battles, saving them for meet day. They normally come through when it counts. So that's my suggestion to you. Figure out what kind of tools that you have to train with. Determine your training max. Figure out what does and what does not work for you. Make sure it all fits in one good program together. Thanks, Taz. Appreciate your question. Hope this got you what you wanted.